Okay, so in my experience of researching the iPad, I've read a lot of information about this product. And what I thought I'd do is put this video together for you and just show you what Apple is saying about the iPad. Also giving you my input on what I've heard people who've actually used it are saying about these facilities. And also my own personal opinion on the iPad, so you can decide whether or not it's for you. So I'm just going to go through the iPad right now on the Apple site. So the first thing they talk about is surfing the internet with the iPad. And they say that it's very, very easy because obviously you just touch the screen, you can zoom in and out with a double click. You can rotate the iPad left or right, portrait or landscape style, to browse. And I'll be honest with you, that seems like a good idea. I mean, I've got nothing at all against using the iPad for internet surfing. I can see how that would work. I know that there is initially a Wi-Fi version coming out where you can connect to a wireless network, and later there will be a 3G version, so you can actually surf on the move through your mobile phone network provider. No details on that yet for UK audiences, but both of those things seem pretty cool. I've really got nothing negative to say about that, but I do have on some other issues, as you'll find out about in a minute. Mail. This is possibly one of the, not downfalls, but a slight disadvantage to the iPad is that it doesn't have a keyboard. So it's okay viewing emails. You can easily view emails on the iPad, and you can turn it around different ways and view them. You double click and you can zoom in on an email. But when you actually come to compose an email, as you can see on this picture, you get this kind of visual touch screen pad. Now, I've had an iPhone for a long time, and I can type pretty quickly even on my iPhone, so I do imagine that the iPad is going to be even quicker. However, let's not make any mistake about this. This is not a real keyboard, okay? The plus point on this, though, I have to say, is that you can get a plug-in keyboard for it. So if you're mad keen on typing a lot of emails, or actually doing a lot of writing on your iPad, then you can get a keyboard that will attach to it that will actually solve that problem for you. So it's not really that much of a downside, to be honest. Photos, well, as you'd expect with the guys at Apple, it's really, really easy to do this. As Steve Jobs showed in the demo, you've got these different little piles of albums, and you can kind of squeeze your fingers apart on the album, and you can peek inside to see what's inside the album. Very, very easy to find photos, sort photos, and set up slideshows and stuff like that. Really, really nice way of showing photos, I think, the iPad. I think that really is one of the big plus points for it, is that people are going to love watching, looking at photos on it. Movies. Again, perfectly suited to movies. I mean, it's got a high def screen, 9.7-inch LED backlit screen. So yeah, it's really going to work well for movies. I've not seen any negative comments out there on movies, and you can view whether it's just kind of real movies or movies from YouTube or whatever on your iPad. So that's all good news. The iPod kind of functionality comes as standard with the iPad. So you can access iTunes, you can download music onto iTunes, you can sync it up with your iTunes account if you've got that on a Mac or a PC already. Download music, all that stuff's going to apply, and it's got built-in speakers as well, plus high quality headphone jack, so you can listen to music on the move. That's all good. The App Store, you can access all your apps, so all the apps that run on an iPhone, you're going to be able to access pretty much all of them on your iPad, which is great. But I think the more exciting thing is that you're actually going to be able to use bespoke iPad specific apps that people have created. Now, a lot of games developers are getting very excited about the processing power of the iPad, and with good reason, because you can really play some excellent, accelerated games, speed games, high graphics and high intensity games that you just cannot do on any other handheld device. iBooks is kind of Apple's foray into the iBook and the e-reader market, and I pretty much think it will be the death of the Kindle, to be honest, because of the high def screen and because of the range of titles that they'll have available and the ease of actually getting them. I also like this nifty little thing they've done here where you have this kind of virtual bookshelf so you can actually scroll through your books. Moving down some of these, and some of these are not that important, but I'll go through them quickly anyway. Maps as a mapping tool, that's going to be more relevant when you've got the 3G version of the iPad, so you can see where you are. Notes, if you've got an iPhone, you'll be familiar with that, just taking notes. You've got a calendar. Again, some of these apps are really suited to the wide screen, the large touch screen that the iPad comes with. Some of them are not really, it doesn't really matter. I think the calendar is actually suited to a large screen. You can see a week view, day view, month view on the iPad screen. That's going to work really well. Let me skip through some of these, not that interesting. You've got pages and keynote on there, numbers. You've also got brushes where you can actually go and paint stuff on your iPad. You've got the home screen that you can customize as you would expect. One of the kind of downsides that people are really picking up on with the iPad is that you can't multitask, so you can't have different applications open at the same time. I would say, well, that could be a downside. It depends how you work. I mean, I do a lot of work on computers. I've got a MacBook Pro. I've got my iPhone that I do work on. I've also got a PC. I tend not to have that many applications open. Be doing things on them concurrently. I might have them open, but really, I mean, how often do you actually work on two applications side by side concurrently anyway? If you do that a lot, then yeah, the iPad's not for you. But it's not trying to replace the PC market. It's just trying to. What I see is trying to replace the e-readers and the netbooks that. People are really buying laptops now, not to do intensive stuff on with applications. They're more using them as places to surf, access email, and maybe listen to music, watch movies, and do social networking stuff like that. So if that's what you want to do online and with your time, then I think that the iPad is a very good investment. So there you go. That's my personal opinion on the iPad. It's going to take the UK by storm regardless. Because of the amount of hype that it's got, but I really think it's going to take off, and the early adopters in this are really going to get the benefits from it. So if you want to get an iPad yourself in the UK, I suggest you get over to the website that you see on the screen, ipad-site.co.uk. That's ipad-site.co.uk.